Okay, good afternoon everyone. So I'm Hao Xu from University of Calgary. I'm a postdoctoral associate. And today I would like to share our work concerning environmentally benign methane-regulated catalytic desulfurization. And my supervisor is Professor Hao Xu. Okay, a little bit about the background. So as you can see from this figure, so with the increasing awareness of environmental protection, so the restrictions of sulfur content in oil is also becoming more and more strict. In the year 1994, we can accelerate, the sulfur content of, we have accelerated the sulfur content of around 500 ppm, but now we can see even in the year 2014, a larger portion of the oil must have sulfur content of less than 50 ppm. So the desulfurization becomes a must for clean energy utilization. And also, the traditional way of sulfur removal from the oil is a hydrodesulfurization process, or we can say the HDS. So during this process, we'll use hydrogen as a reactant to remove the sulfur from the oil. During the process, H2S will be formed as a product. Definitely, because H2 is not naturally available, so we need to use methane reforming process to produce hydrogen, and this process will emit directly and indirectly a lot of CO2. So our idea is whether we can use methane as a reactant to do the desulfurization to avoid the methane steam reforming process, so that we can reduce the CO2 emission significantly. And if another sulfur-containing compound can be formed during the process, other than H2S, so this process will become even more environmentally conscious. So that's our basic idea of why we need to do the MDS, and we choose this model compound, dimethyl silophene. Yeah, so this is a very typical and mostly commonly seen model compound in petroleum, especially in heavy oil. So we choose that for our study. And here I just would like to show you our main results and the proposed reaction mechanism. And later on, I will support that by extensive evidence. So first, I would like to say that we realized this methane-assisted desulfurization process by creatively designed dual catalyst system. You can see we produce environmentally benign product carbon disulfide, and we use two catalysts, and one catalyst is MDSY used for methane desulfurization, and another one is MACY used for methane activation. And here I will show you the proposed mechanism. So in the first step, the DBT is absorbed preferably over the MDS1 catalyst and methane over MAC1 catalyst respectively. And then in the second step, the active switches upon methane activation will react with DBT to realize the desulfurization and produce a desulfurizing product bisphenol. And in the next slide, the bisphenol will undergo some further decomposition to form some monocyclic aromatics such as benzene, toluene, and xylenes. And also, the sulfur atoms removed from DBT will undergo a surface sulfur transfer process from MDS1 catalyst to MAC1 catalyst. And there, it will react with some active carbon atoms to form the final sulfur-containing product CO2. Okay, that's our proposed mechanism, and I would like to show you some of the experimental details. So these are the main reactions. So in the NT1, actually, we have everything we need. We have methane, and we have two catalyst components. And then you can see we can interact with the non-radical conversion of DBT and methane, and we are producing a wide spectrum of products, including ethane, some monocyclic aromatics, bisphenol, and also during the process some high boiling point polymers and coca are also not inevitable. But I would like to attract your attention on the yellowish one. So we do observe a non-negligible amount of CS2 during the process, which is not reported in HDS process. And also, we did some control experiments to confirm the indispensable role of methane and two catalyst components. So if you look at entry 2, you'll find that if you replace methane by nitrogen, then definitely the DBT conversion will be lower, and we also cannot observe any desulfurization products. And also, if we remove the MAC1 catalyst component here, and then you'll find that the DBT and methane conversion will be significantly lower, and also we are only forming some hydrogen solubles and coke, mainly some thermal reaction products. Another interesting is that if we remove MDS1 catalyst from this system, and then the reaction is still happening, but to a different direction. You can see the main thing in the blue column is mainly converted to the green column, which is acid, which means that this is another reaction pathway, and the desulfurization pathway is not triggered if MDS1 is not triggered. Okay, and here are some further experiments to confirm the active components in our catalyst. So in entry 1-0, we replace the sulfide form MDS1 catalyst by an oxide form catalyst. And if that is the case, you can see we still cannot see the desulfurization activity. So this entry is quite similar to the entry of the previous one, which is entry 4, which means that so this oxide form catalyst is not going to work. And also, we remove 3 active components in the MDS1 catalyst respectively. And if we remove silver or cerium, you can see, so the desulfurization is still going on, but the only problem is that we are not producing CS2 anymore. But if we remove gallium in this catalyst, and then you can see the methane conversion will become significantly limited, and then we also detect a very extreme limited amount of desulfurization product. This means that gallium is definitely the most important metal in this catalyst for methane and region and subsequent MDS process. Okay, here are some series of experiments with composite reaction times. And as you can see here, we can further have some idea about the relative rates of the reactions. And at 1 minute, you can see that we are forming some mainly thermal reaction products, including hydrogen solubles coke and a small amount of biphenyl. And the monocyclic aromatics can only be detected after around 30 minutes. And for CS2, it can only reach a detectable level at around 45 minutes. So that could be really concluding step in the reaction. And after 60 minutes, you can see the conversion of reactant and the product distribution are quite similar, which means that the reaction to the battery reaches a equilibrium. Okay, here is some other isotope labeling experiments. We use this to further confirm the participation of methane and catalyst during the process. So you can see from the entry 1 and 1 circuit carbon, you will find that if we replace the natural carbon by carbon 13, then we are forming a lot of then we can, from the mass spectrum, we can detect some increase of peak as M over 3 plus 1, which means that the methane is incorporated in these products. So these products including methane, benzene, chlorine, xylene. But on the other side, you can see in CS2, the incorporation of methane is not very significant, and in biphenyl, the incorporation of methane is not observed. This means that the methane does participate in this reaction, but it is incorporated into the final products to different extents. And also, we use sulfur 34 labeled catalyst to do the reaction, and we can clearly see the sulfur 34 peak in the product. That means the catalyst is definitely participating in this reaction, and it is the interaction of the sulfur in the DBT and the sulfur in the catalyst that produce the final product CS2. Okay, and here is another very interesting experiment. We use the wire to separate the 2 catalysts to study, better distinguish the function of the 2 catalysts in this system. I'm not going to too much details. It is a little bit informative, but I just would like to emphasize here due to the limited time that if we physically separate the two catalysts, we can no longer form CH2, which means that definitely surface sulfur transfer process is very important for the final product CH2 formation. And also we have some catalyst characterization results. So as you can see from this figure, so this is the MVC1 fresh catalyst, and this is the used one, and you can clearly see the agglomeration of silver and cerium in this process. And if you look at the EDS metric results, you will find that in this silver and cerium concentrated areas, we can also clearly detect the peak of sulfur, which means that we might form silver sulfur and cerium sulfur bonds during the process. And it's another reason that we need these two metals for the sulfur transfer, because they will assist the sulfur transfer process due to their high affinity to sulfur atoms. And also, here is some more high resolution STM results, and you can see in the fresh MVC1 catalyst, so the zeolite channel is quite empty, quite clean. But after the reaction, we do find some light absorbing molecules in the core structure, and by the use, we can clearly detect the peak of carbon and sulfur. And then I think this is another evidence that CH2 might be formed during the process, and this process occurs preferably over the MVC1 catalyst. Okay, here's some of the evolution of the catalyst during the reaction. So you can see this is the MVS1 fresh catalyst, and you can see that the molysulfide is in nanoparticle form. But even after 1 minute of the reaction, you can see we form the layer structure of the molysulfide. So this is definitely a change of morphology of structure during the process, and with the time going on, so the layer structure becomes more complete, and we can even form more multi-layers. This is the change of the MVS1 catalyst. And for MVC1 catalyst, very interesting is that although the fresh catalyst does not contain sulfur, but even after 1 minute of reaction, you can clearly see the sulfur signals in the catalyst. And with the increasing reaction time, you can see the sulfur content is also increasing. This is also another clear evidence that the sulfur transfer does occur during the process. Okay, here is some of the exact results. I would like to attract your attention on the molysulfide coordination number. So you can see in the fresh catalyst, the coordination number is less than 2. Much lower than the theoretical value of 6, which means that there are abundant sulfur vacancies. And after the reaction, so the coordination number increased significantly, which means that definitely the sulfur from our reactant DDP is captured by this MDS1. Okay, here are some very basic DBT calculations. We just would like to confirm that. So DBT is preferably absorbed over the MDS1 catalyst and methane over the MAC1 catalyst, respectively. Okay, but we do not only stop on some the model quantum study. We do apply our technique to some real-world samples. And you can see here, we choose a variety of real-world samples with different sulfur contents, and we try to do the desulfurization. And you can see a certain amount of desulfurization degree can be achieved for all the samples. This is the validation of the versatility and technical feasibility of the technique. And we can also clearly detect the CH2 peak, even if we are using the real-world sample, such as and also we did some other control experiments to further confirm the indispensable role of methane and catalyst in this process. So you can see here, so without catalyst, so the desulfurization degree is only 32%, but if we add the catalyst, it will increase to 88%, and if we add methane, so the desulfurization will further be increased to 98%, and you can see the sulfur content can be further removed from over 1,000 to 200, definitely. That's another big step to further remove the recalcitrant sulfur species from this oil. And we also did a long-term test, you can see here. Although the catalyst is deactivating relatively first 12 hours, it is quite stable in the rest of the long-term evaluation. Okay. So a brief summary of the work. So yeah, in this work we developed an MTS process, and with this process, so the methane will trigger different pathway. The pathway different from the traditional HDS process, and incorporated into the final products to different extents. And we find that the MDS1 and MDC1 catalysts are integral to the successful MDS process. So they are playing their own roles in the process, and also we are forming a new environmentally benign sulfur-containing product, CS2. So definitely we can fit the question mark here, by CS2. So definitely that's a more environmentally conscious product than H2S. And also, we find that in order to produce CS2, we need a certain sulfur transfer process. And more than that, we successfully applied this MDS process to some real-world samples, and we can observe some good versatility and long-term stability of the catalyst. And also, last but not least, I would like to say, so this exploration is still preliminary, and the desulfurization performance might not be favorable, and this process might be even a little bit more intricated than I described here. I have definitely a lot of supplementary data to support that, but I think this is at least a very promising alternative with unique economic and environmentally benefits for the natural gas and the petroleum processing industry. And in my opinion, I think at least it can be used as a pre-treatment step before the HDS process to help us to reduce the hydrogen consumption and the H2S emission. Okay, and that's all I would like to share. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm happy to take the questions and comments. Thank you.